Alright, what is up guys? Today I am starting the fender flares on the Camry. Never done fender flares before, so it should be interesting. But before I get started, just wanted to say a quick thank you to everyone who has subscribed. Finally hit that first 100 mark, so I'm going to be doing my first giveaway here. I will be giving a set of my custom floor mats away. You guys will have a chance to win one of 4 different designs. I have these ones. I have the gray rose background, the Galaxy, and the HKS. So thanks again for subscribing. I will post the details for that in the next video or so, hopefully. But let's move on to these fender flares. These are actually something that I ordered off Amazon. They were $50 delivered. These are 50 millimeters. And they actually fit the Camry pretty well. I have one taped up here just so you guys can see the fitment. It's definitely a lot wider than the stock arch. This actually clears the molding pretty well. And in the front, I will just be cutting this off so it fits flush with the body. I did end up ordering a couple sets of the fender washer hardware kits. Got those off of eBay. Those are like 10 bucks, and those should fit into this groove here pretty well. I do need to drill all the holes out still, but that shouldn't be a problem. I'll kind of show you some of the tools I'm going to be using today as well. Got my drill here, got a couple drill bits, got my hammer just in case I need it. I got my new jigsaw with some metal cutting blades that I'll be using to cut out the actual fender of the car. And then once we cut that out, I have some truck bed coating kind of sprayed on there to prevent any real rust from starting. And then I have my Dremel kit. Got a couple new bits and stuff that I will be using to cut this off and kind of file it down nicely so it flows with the car. I think that's about it for now, so I'm gonna get started and see how it goes. Alright, so I got my flare exactly where I want it on this side. Just gonna take this dry erase marker and go around the edge of it as much as I can before I take it off to cut. And then once this side is cut out, I will measure everything and replicate it exactly on the other side. Alright, so this will be where I cut. I'll probably cut up into here, and then I'll probably leave about a ½ inch or so mark around it just so I can have room to mount everything. And that's going to give me a lot of clearance. So now I'm just going to kind of mark out where I want to cut. I think I'm going to leave about 3/4 of an inch just so I can have room to mount my actual hardware. Other than that, this is all going to go. Before I do any cutting, I'm actually going to jack the car up just so I don't hit my tire or anything like that while I'm cutting the metal out. And also, before you start cutting, you want to make sure that there's no wires or anything up in here. Just by rubbing my hand in there, it doesn't really feel like there's anything, so should be good to go. Alright, so I got my first flare here. I'm going to drill out the holes, and I try to do them as perfectly in the middle of these spots as possible. Use a small bit to start out with, and then I can go bigger if I need to. that lined up pretty well. Now I'm just gonna drill through this hole and through the car and then start mounting the hardware. Extra screws that I have laying around until I get some nuts for the back of the ones that I ordered. And this is also just to kind of get it mounted and test fit to hold it in place. Tighten this one down snug and move on to the other ones. So I got this side mostly mounted up now. I didn't do this one yet just because I want to cut this before I set it flush and mount it, but it's looking pretty good so far. Now I'm going to take it off. I'm going to mark this first where I need to cut it and then start shaping it. Alright, so I have my Dremel here. Got this little cutoff blade on there. I'm actually going to start down here and cut off a section and see how well this works, just to get a little practice before I end up cutting all this off. If I need to, I can practice a couple times before I make my major cut. This set up on a little box here. Hopefully this will be a little more sturdy. I'm just gonna start cutting, I guess. Not too bad. I'll definitely be sanding this down and making it all smooth. I did leave a little extra on there so I can do that, but I'm gonna test fit it on the car here again, see how it looks. Yeah, I definitely have a lot more room, but that's how flush it'll be once I get that all mounted. I'll probably just take a little bit of this off here now and then sand it smooth. close. Just gonna bring this curve down a little more, and then like do my final sanding. I'll probably use some sandpaper, and it should be good. Alright, just got done sanding this thing. I used some like 320 grit, and then I used some 800 grit, and it actually came out really smooth. Looks pretty original, so now I'm going to bolt it back on here and see what the final result is. Side done. I threw the spacer on there just to kind of see what it's going to look like a little bit. These aren't the actual wheels I'm going to be using. I did want to do the flares first before I ordered those, just so I could get them in the correct size I need, rather than ordering wheels and trying to make them fit. But this turned out pretty nice. There's not really a gap anywhere. Looks pretty legit. Pretty happy with it. I think I'm going to start on the other side now. I don't know if I'll film much of that just because it takes forever. I don't want this video to be like an hour long, but after that I will start working on the rears and show you what's going on with that. Alright, I just got the second side done here. This side went a lot quicker than the first one just because I pretty much knew what I had to do. I just took a couple measurements and lined it up. I think the most time-consuming part was making this the exact same as the other side, but it's turning out pretty good. I just need to put the actual hardware in and then lower it down, and I'll be done with the fronts. Just marked it out where I want to cut it. The back here is going to be a little different because there is 2 layers, so we'll see how that goes. Plus it's much thicker than the front, and there's not much room to work with here, but I'm just going to go for it. Alright, just got done cutting this first rear part and hammering it in a little bit. As you can see right here, this is the inner skin and this is the outer. And then when I weld it, I'll basically just push these 2 together and tack it along the edge and then seal it with some sort of seam sealer. That way it'll be watertight. But for now, I'm just going to get the actual flare on, and I will do all that when I do the bodywork prep for the patina and all that. After some cutting, I got this rear all mounted. I'm not sure if I'm going to leave this part how it is or if I'm going to blend it up into the line here a little more, but I actually don't mind it right now. Kind of has that Rocket Bunny style to it. I think I'm going to test fit the wheel now and see what it looks like on the ground and go from there. All right, I just got this first rear side done. Got it all bolted on, super sturdy. Turned out pretty good. I didn't end up cutting this out for the door. I think I'm actually gonna leave it because it looks pretty clean. I guess I'm just not gonna have rear doors anymore. Other than that, I kind of cut this straight. Kind of reminds me of like a Rocket Bunny Miata overstyle fender, but not too bad so far. Definitely got to work on the fitment, get my new wheels in, but it's definitely a lot wider. Pretty happy with it. It's getting late. I'm gonna start working on this last side now, hopefully get it done, and then show you guys what it looks like. Alright, so this is the last flare I need to do. I actually measured the other side from a certain spot. Now I just need to bring this up and then line this flare up exactly how it was on the other side. And then I'm just going to tape it up, mark it out, and then cut it. Last flare cut out, got it all sanded down pretty smooth. Now I'm just gonna bolt this thing up and I will be done. Done for the night. Pretty sure it's like midnight at this point, but got them all on. I did not end up welding the insides of the fenders yet. I will do that soon. I don't drive this car right now, so I'm not too worried about it. I actually am going to be taking these off again because I'm going to be rusting the whole car out. I tried to get that side as evenly as I could with this side. I think it turned out pretty good. Have this little gap right here in the flares, but once I get a wider wheel and tire setup, I think it's actually going to look pretty cool with the tire sticking out right there. If you guys want to know what I use, I will leave a link in the description below for all the products. But I think I'm going to end this video here. Been working on this for like 11 hours straight now, and I'm exhausted. So if you like this video, hit the thumbs up, subscribe for more, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.